Hello! My name is Mara, and welcome to Books Like Whoa. So I warned you guys that I was going to give you at least one more of this sort of like informal, more like almost a vlog style tag video. Again, I'm sorry if you hated the last one, but I'm just doing two, so you guys let me know what you think. If you like this actually would be really great for me in terms of like the next couple months are going to be very, very busy, so it would help me if you like this. But if you hate it, I will take that into consideration. So today I'm going to do another tag, and this is the reading habits tag from April, and I will have her channel listed in the description box below. I actually don't know her channel, but this is a fun tag, so. Anyway, I thought that I would just do this because, again, it's still January, and I feel like this is the time of year where people are sort of like trying to get new habits or trying to ditch old habits, so I thought that this is sort of like seasonally appropriate to kind of think about reading habits. So, with all that in mind, let's just get into this. The first question is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? I do. I usually either read in bed, which down the hall that way, or I read downstairs. So where I normally film is my bookcases, and right next to my bookcases there's this like big wingback chair with an ottoman where I can put my feet up, and that is like where I do a ton of my reading is there. So I do have a place where I like to read. Next question is bookmark or random piece of paper. I do have a lot of bookmarks. Like I feel, so like Book Outlet, they send me a bookmark in every order I make, which is too many. But anyway, so that means that like I have a lot of bookmarks kind of like this that sort of came with things. I also have some like nice bookmarks that were more like souvenirs or gifts or whatever. So I definitely do use that, but like honestly, whatever is around, that is what I will use as a bookmark. Like if I don't have an actual bookmark handy, like it's fine for me to grab a receipt or a Post-it or whatever and use that as a bookmark. Number 3 is, can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? I'm not sure what sort of animal is just stopping in the middle of the page, but that is not me. Like, I mean, if somebody interrupts me, then sure, I guess, like, yeah, I will stop in the middle and, like, be upset about it. But, like, if I have my druthers, like, if I'm sitting down and I'm not in a hurry, why would you just stop in the middle of... Sorry, I just have a hard time understanding that. So yes, I guess I do in general like to stop either at the end of the chapter or like, you know, some natural stopping place I think is a reasonable way to go about things. Number 4 is, do you eat or drink while reading? Hells yeah, I do. Yeah. I do a lot of e-reading, so I guess I'm not that worried about the pages. The only time that reading and eating gets tricky is if you have anything that has like dust on it. Like Cheetos are essentially a book's enemy, right? Like Cheetos would be like worst nightmare for a physical book. I don't eat those anymore, but like, ugh, yeah. So yeah, but I do eat and drink while I'm reading. It's part of getting settled in and kind of cozy to me. Number 5 is multitasking. Do you have music or TV on while reading? I do. I am not, so this probably doesn't say anything good about me, but I don't do that well with silence. Like, I don't really like silence. So in general, I do have like YouTube often. I have something on in the background. I may not be paying attention to it, and in the case of reading, a lot of times like I'll go like find a playlist from somebody that I've seen all of before and kind of just have that going in the background, or I'll put on a movie I've seen before or a TV show, whatever. Like, I like to have just something sort of going while I read. I don't actually, though, now that I think about this, I don't always love having just music on while I'm reading, because music for me I put on to evoke a certain mood. Like, if I'm not in the car and like getting my life belting out as I'm driving along, you bet that's me at the stoplight singing along. If that's not me, like if I'm not trying to like sing along, music for me is very much about like setting a mood and setting a tone. And I think that like influences what I'm reading if I have that on. So like if I have some like, you know, emo whatever on, it'll make me like more angsty about the book. So I don't really like that. So yeah, anyway, I mostly just... I have TV on basically in the background. Number 6 is one book at a time or several at once. Ha! Several at once. I would say, this is so bad, guys. I would say at any one time, I probably have like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. I have multiple books going. Yeah, I actually once, when I was doing a Myers-Briggs thing, they were kind of like describing my type, and one of the things they mentioned was that you're somebody who always has a bunch of books going. If somebody went to grab a book off your shelf, they would find a bookmark in 10 of them, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do you know my life, Myers-Briggs? But anyway, yeah, that's definitely me. Reading at home or everywhere? Everywhere. I take my Kindle with me everywhere. You can get so much reading done if you just like take those random 5-10 minute like spaces you sometimes have in a day. Yeah, you can get a lot of reading done. Reading out loud or silently in your head. I mean, I don't sit around like reading aloud to myself that often. I will like, okay, real life, real talk here. Sometimes if I'm reading, this is so embarrassing. Sometimes if I'm reading a book by British characters, I like to practice my British accent with the dialogue. I don't have a good British accent, so I'm not sure why I do this. So sometimes I do that if I'm by myself. But in general, I read silently in my head, like most people nowadays do. Number 9 is, do you read ahead or even skip pages? 100%. If I'm in a part of a book where I can tell, like, I'm just not that interested in this right now, I have no problem just sort of skimming to the part where I'm interested in again. Guys, like, my philosophy is that, like, life is too short to spend any time reading something you're not enjoying or not getting something out of. So if there's a part of a book that otherwise you're liking that you are not enjoying, like, just skip to the part where you start enjoying it again. It's really, like, it's fine. There's no police. I understand some people are completists and that just feels like cheating, basically, to them. I understand that. For me, that's not an issue. I also always read the ending of books in series before I read the whole book, and that is because this should be called the Sirius Black clause. When I was a wee teen of however many years, and I got the 5th Harry Potter book out, and I got to the end of the 5th book in Harry Potter and realized what happened to Sirius Black, the amount of just like desolation I felt was unreasonable considering he is not real, and I was so upset that I had read this whole book and that this had happened to me. So you bet your sweet ass when number 6 came out, I read the end of it first, and I'm glad I did because we all remember what happens at the end of the 6th book of Harry Potter. I was emotionally prepared because, like, if you read the ending devoid of like all the build up to it, like, you can take it, like, you'll be like, but you can take it and kind of like you read the rest of the book like knowing that that's what's coming. So anyway, I do that with every series I read now. I always read the ending first, and like in romance novels sometimes if I'm like, oh, things are looking bad, I'll read to the end, just like I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, they make out again, it's fine. Anyway, so yes, I definitely do read the endings of books first. So like when I get the next Kate Daniels series, which is the last in the series, the first thing I will be finding out is whether like how things shake out, because I will not be able to wait. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I keep it like new, and I'm not saying that you're like wrong if you break it, because there's a very pragmatic argument as to why you might do that, but the fact that spines can be broken is a huge part of why I'm trying to move to mostly hardbacks, because like the spine situation in softcover and mass markets stresses me out. Like, I don't like it, and it's actually somewhat liberating. Sorry, I keep looking over here as if you guys know. There's like a bookcase here, so I keep looking at my books. Part of why I think I want to move to hardcover, part of why I like used bookstores is because so many of those books have pre-cracked spines, so like the pressure is off of me. Like if the spine is cracked, like I can crack it more because it's already ruined, so like it's okay. So I like that about used books actually, but like for my books, I try so hard to keep the spines nice, and it's so difficult, especially if it's a book you want to write in. Ugh, stressful. And then finally, number 11, do you write in your books? Well, I just told you. Yes, I do. Especially for essentially like nonfiction, I write in the margins quite a bit if it's something that I think that I want to use for something that I'm working on in terms of like writing, or just like if it's a book that I know I want to keep for a long time and like document my thoughts. I definitely keep it for that. So yeah, that was all 11 questions in this tag. Let me know what you guys think of this sort of like vloggy, I say vlog, it's not like I'm actually taking you around, but like less edited version of a tag situation. I kind of like how informal this is. You guys get to see another part of my house, and yeah, I feel like everyone's a winner because I would not have filmed these 2 videos today if I wasn't able to just kind of do it this way. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. All of that information is listed in the description box below. I don't think I have anything else I need to tell you, so I guess I just hope that you guys are having a really great day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!